we're back here again from the Pizza Ranch for another Tiger Sports Saturday. I want to go ahead and thank all of our sports sponsors, of course, our sports boosters, Trades and Labor Federal Credit Union, Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home, the Albert Lee Seed House, Southern Minnesota Branding, Derek's Preferred Auto, Star Granite Works, Americana Insurance, GT Window and Door, the Austin Bruins, Stars Mentoring, Marthaler Honda, Alpha Orthodontics, Becker Auto Sales, Young Construction and Roofing, etc. Credit Union, Studio 22 Salon, Landscaping Solutions, and Arcadian Bank. And with that, you got it recording?
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Okay. All right. Well, we should be good to go here is what Dylan says. We have our Fishing with Dylan live report here today. Welcome back, Dylan. I know you went to Mexico.
Went to Mexico. Ended up a little under the weather.
Get a little closer.
Little closer.
There you go.
I'm too far away.
You can just bring that however you want it. There you go. So yeah, you went to Mexico. You didn't do any fishing though, did you?
No fishing. We did some snorkeling. Lots of tropical neon fish. That was a ton of fun. We had a blast doing that. And then we ended up in what was it? It was an underground lake in a cave.
What happens in Mexico stays in Mexico. Remember that.
Yeah, no.
And then, of course, last week
we had a little bit of snow finally, and part of my real life work is snow removal, and ended up having a little mechanical issue with one of my plow trucks, and got stuck making sure that was operating, and that cost me the time I would have needed to make it out here in time. I did make it out to the ice fishing tournament for the Big Freeze for a little bit. That ended up being a ton of fun. A lot of kids out there. I don't remember total number of people, but that was cool. I think an 8-inch bluegill won that. A young girl won a $100 bill.
Nice.
She was pretty stoked. She was more stoked about the fish than the money at the time. I don't think she totally understood what happened to her. But she was having a blast. A bunch of other little kids brought fish up. I guess I shouldn't say little, young, 8 to 12-year-olds. And I think nobody caught a crappie, so that prize went unclaimed. And then perch tied at 7 inches, so them kids split $100 each, got 50.
Nice.
So that was super cool. Good time, nice day. I did not catch a fish. The kids beat me, so oh well.
Well, that's okay, and I'm sure your line wasn't in the water as much as it could have been.
No. Yeah, I was wandering around, chatting with people, handing out minnows.
I know. I'll just tell the story because I'm not sure if he's listening right now or not, but. We even have a friend, Mr. Jason Hoyseth. Everybody knows Hoyseth.
Oh, yes.
There's a lot of times he want to go fishing with us. We don't even let him anymore because we're too busy untangling his lines and whatever else. And it's like, so we don't even let him know when we go fishing because it's like we want to go and relax, and instead we're untangling his lines and what. But yeah, no, Hoyseth, you deserve that one because that last time we went fishing, man, that was bad. So anywho, what's new in the world of fishing right now?
So as far as local report, the bite is still really good in all the local lakes. Big walleyes and pike getting caught on fountain.
We a huge one that was it 24, 25 inches or whatever. They posted it on Facebook. Did you
Walleye?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was huge.
And I've seen upper 30s and low 40s pike. I mean, it's really good out there right now.
Yeah.
And the crappies have been eaten in low lake again. I think the last time we talked, the panfish bite had diminished a little, but that seems to have come back to life. So same kind of deal, a little tungsten jig with a waxy for the crappies and other panfish. And then minnows on a dead stick or jig and spoon, some kind of jigging apparatus. Yeah, that's a bruiser. That's on the Shell Rock River Watershed Facebook page.
Look at that pike.
Great big pike.
That one's a 33 and a quarter.
Yeah.
Massive.
It's good out there. Get out and do it. There is only a week left. Walleye and pike season closes the 23rd.
That one was on fountain. This massive walleye there.
Sure.
It was nuts.
So, good tip for late season pike. If you want to run tip-ups, bait it with a hot dog.
Yeah.
Not even kidding. That's a legit way to do it. They're oily and it looks like a dead bait fish. Pike expect there to be dead bait fish this time of year. So you can go drop your bar S hot dog on a treble hook, try to keep it so it's rigged so the hot dog sits relatively horizontal, and drop it a couple feet below the ice. You will get bit on that.
Yeah.
It's a wild deal. I didn't believe it, and I tried it a few years back, and it works.
That's crazy.
That's not the first time I've heard the hot dog story.
No, it's legit.
I was like, there's no way that
You know,
works.
I've heard corn and things like that sometimes for, crappies and sunnies, but I've never heard of a hot dog.
Hot dog's legit.
That's crazy.
The old Corn King or a Bar S or cheapest thing you can find.
Fun dog.
Fun dog. There you go. That'll do it. Walleye, pike, and bass close next Saturday the 23rd. Pretty cold this week. Better have a house if you're going to go out or you're going to have a sad time, I think. But next weekend looks really, really good temp-wise. 35, close to 40 probably. And North Star's got their open house going on next Saturday from, I think, 9 to 3 or something like that. They're going to have food and some guest speakers, and I'll be out there if you want to come hassle me. Good rebates on boats and stuff if you're interested in such a thing. And your ice house can be on the lakes unattended until March 3rd, and then you got to have those off, so we're kind of closing in on that time frame as well. But if you still want to make day trips with your portable or your wheelhouse, you can. You just can't leave them unattended overnight. So, as always, pay attention to the ice.
And, of course, your fishing license expires on the 28th.
28th of February,
so,
buy a new one.
Yep, make sure if you're going to be out there, I know that was one thing that the DNR kind of pushed here a couple years ago, that it expires on that date. So they will be out checking. I mean, they say they're going to be out checking. We're just pay attention to the laws.
They're coming. Follow the rules.
Yeah.
You don't want a ticket for something silly like that. And you can buy it on your phone. There's no excuse anymore.
No excuse.
Just
you don't even got to go to Walmart anymore.
No. And you can avoid that misery. Yep. Definitely. Just jump on your phone. DNR website is pretty easy to navigate. And what is it, 30 some bucks? Do the thing. It's awesome.
It's funny stories when we went to Garrison. I had not bought a fishing license yet this year, and we went to Garrison, and me and Buck went out on the boat, and Buck says, "You got your license?" And I said, crap. On my phone, 4 minutes, had a license in my pocket. So I mean, it's easy. If I could do it in 4 minutes,
sure.
Someone smart could do it in probably 2.
2, right? So funny you mentioned that. I was out on Mille Lacs and made my first on-the-water contact with DNR this last year. I'd never been stopped before, and we were out fishing one day, pre-fishing for a tournament, and this boat pulls up, and all of a sudden I seen the green shirt, and I was like, holy smokes, this is going to happen to me. But again, I had it right on my phone, no big deal. Right. They asked to see a couple other things, fire extinguisher and a throwable. And other than that, it was pretty painless experience.
Yeah.
What else you guys got cooking?
Wow, I have yet to be out on the ice. I know I got some friends that have their houses out there. It was kind of funny because when it warmed up, that lake, just all the houses disappeared.
Yes.
And it got cold again. Now we got that snow. It's crazy out there again.
Yep.
I know yesterday we were out driving around, and just the amount of houses. And once we've talked about this in the past, a lot of the houses are in different areas than they've normally been. And I keep getting asked why. Once again, the dredging and with all that new structure.
Yep.
That is out there. If you do have a house out there, and I've heard, quit telling all these fishing stories because you're going to get everybody out here. People know where fish are biting because, once again, it's wherever the houses are at, they're gonna get as close to that as they can.
And this is why we're here, Dave, is to promote the sport,
right?
We want anglers out there. The watershed wants people utilizing the lake. They didn't do that so 5 people could go out there and go fishing, right? They want everybody to go out there and enjoy the resource we have here.
Yeah, I know. Albert Lee Lake, not a lot going on out there from what it looks like. I've seen a lot of portables popping in and out occasionally, maybe even along the interstate bridge. Seen a
Yep.
couple out
Yeah,
there.
there's a couple out there. Like when we went down to Iowa, was it last week? I seen one lone one out there, and I was like, wow, that guy's either a genius and he's just slaying them, or he's just getting away from his wife out there.
Yeah. That's the definition of solitude, right? Ain't nobody gonna bother you. I really miss the Channel Carnival though. Now that this has come up, that was fun. Yeah, and I don't. We got to go check that out because that should be good. There's the DNR net data coming out of that lake is over the moon right now. So the fish should be in there. They got to eat. I don't know why it would have changed that much, but.
Absolutely not.
Well, and like I said, ice depths, certain areas are still of a concern. We've seen, a couple different cars fall through the ice here now this year. Once again,
I think one was
safe.
only a fisherman, and that was the one on Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can't even say he was a fisherman, but he was by an ice house. But then there was the one at the boat landing. I think there was just a kid driving.
Yeah, he made a mistake.
I think. But
what are you hearing as far as for depths right now on the ice?
At the tournament last week, we were 14 to 16, and that should have built some this week, and we'll build again this coming week. We could probably head into the home stretch with about 20 inches. That wouldn't surprise me one bit.
And of course, just with the snow on it, it's gonna hold, even if it does get, into the 30s and things like that.
I think that's the saving grace right now is it's going to get to be that 30-degree mark here next week, but we're going to have nice snow cover finally.
Yes.
Finally.
It'll be interesting to see how the 10-day progresses because a few days in the 30s will eat that up quick, though, too. So it'll be tender, slow going as we progress here. But if it stays, freezing or just below, that'll hang on for a really long time. So we'll see what she does.
Any other big tournaments you're hearing about coming around the area?
Not until open water gets going.
Because I haven't heard if Beaver and St. Olaf are doing theirs this year. Normally you do hear something, but I haven't heard anything out of kind of that, that Heartland area.
Yeah, I haven't really gotten any noise about any of that. I know there's an early walleye tournament on the river called the Freeze Your Butt Off walleye tournament. I think that's late March, mid to late March. But you could get any weather in Minnesota that time of year. Could be sleet, freezing rain, could be frozen completely.
Get all 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah. Man, it can get wild. So I declined that one. I did ask one person about it, and he's like, "You're crazy, man. Like, we're not going out there." And I was like, fair enough.
So what have you yourself, you said you got out a little bit last Saturday. What are you finding yourself right now? Have you been able to really land anything yet, or are you just hearing reports?
Mostly just hearing reports. There's a bunch of medium-sized perch in Fountain Lake. That's what I caught last week on a minnow. On the dead stick, they'd come up and slurp some of those up. The sunfish that were caught during the Derby were caught on minnows. And like I said, nobody caught a crappie, which I thought was kind of surprising.
Weird.
Yeah.
I mean, at least someone always gets, just a little.
At least the little one.
That Lawn
Yeah.
Drescher normally
Yeah.
catches,
Lawn Drescher crappies. So yeah, and then so much of my stuff in the hard water season is business related. It's hard to get out as often as I'd like to. But it was nice last week to visit with some local folks and get the line wet for a little bit anyway.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I know we got a couple weeks to go. This weekend, that lake should just be crazy. Like I said, I just don't even Thursday. Well, no, it was yesterday. I don't know what day. Today's Saturday, Bill. So yesterday, just people even just pulling some more houses out there and things like that for the weekend. You got other ones that are pulling their houses out, going up north. I've heard quite a few people. I know Mille Lacs.
That's where Laney and Caden went. They went to Mille Lacs this weekend. So.
Yeah,
Well, and perch, crappie, and sunfish, that stays open continuously. Mille Lacs and some of those other lakes up there are great destinations once the walleye and pike season closed because you can catch crappies and perch all year round, and the jumbos are back on Mille Lacs big time. There's some bruisers up there.
Well, that's good. I know.
And I heard
been there a couple
locally
years.
of some giant perch again. I'm not going to name the lake, but
Locally,
oh boy, if that is
I-
true.
I haven't heard much about spearing this year. And I don't know if it's just no one's really reporting on it, or if, maybe pickerel's just not hot right now. I mean, there for a couple of years, even last year, people were taking their spear houses out onto pickerel nonstop.
I should drive by there when I leave here and see if anything's even out there.
Yeah, I haven't really heard, a lot on that. I know I got another buddy that he'd always, hey, come on out, we're out here, and he just hasn't even been out. He just said it's been dead.
Sure.
Once again, you're always looking for the northern normally with that when you're spearing. I did see Winnebago County, a lady. Well, it says Winnebago, so I'm not sure. It just was on the thing.
It's a pretty big county, Dave.
A sturgeon.
Oh, that was Lake Winnebago
Lake
in
Winnebago.
Wisconsin.
Okay, that's where it was.
I saw
just
this
seen
too.
Winnebago.
Wisconsin, Iowa.
Winnebago's Winnebago in Dave's world.
So I just didn't know, but I just seen Winnebago.
Yep.
We had that sturgeon that was across the back of the truck.
Yeah, how?
2 spears.
What did that thing weigh? 184 pounds?
Something like
That's
that.
nuts.
It's almost 80 inches long.
I couldn't imagine
No.
hooking into something like that.
I didn't even see that. I'm learning that firsthand. Like,
Yeah,
holy.
no, I was just looking, and like I said, I'm on a lot of the ice fishing things, and like I said, just craziness. The size of that thing. Like I said, it was right on the back of her tailgate.
Yeah, I thought
It was longer than the tailgate.
Yeah.
nuts. Dave thought that was caught in Winnebago County,
Yeah.
Iowa.
Well, I just seen Winnebago, so that's why I didn't. I know Dylan would know.
It's kind of like the mallards.
Yeah.
Mallards are
Flying
flying in,
into Austin today.
so
You guys were getting after it when I was sitting here setting up.
and I was feeding into Jay there too. Yeah,
He
we don't
was.
get any calls. We did, of course,
No,
we still haven't figured out what a Canuck is yet.
I haven't, but I do want to rest assured that the viewer or the listeners at home that I do know the Canucks are still real. And in fact, I think they just played the Maple Leafs either last night or tonight. So.
No, there's no one's playing right now. It's the four nations.
Oh yeah, you're right. So
Four nations.
maybe it's when they come back from the break.
Could
I
be
think
when they come back.
the first game is there. Yeah, it's Canada,
Okay.
USA tonight.
What's is that the Four Nations thing?
Yeah, so
What's
they
the deal with that?
It's like the All-Star.
Oh.
Yeah, they didn't do an actual All-Star game. So you've got obviously USA, Canada, Finland, and Sweden. And they play here in the States and in Canada.
I think tonight it's Boston.
Yeah, so the U.S. game, yeah, like I said. And it's just those four nations, players from all over the NHL.
Build a super team.
Yeah, that's basically what they do. And of course, there's actually 5 Minnesota Wild players that are on the team. So
Awesome.
or on the teams, I should say. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, well, no, like I said, are you gonna get out there today at all and do some fishing?
I think my wife wants me to go to Costco, so we're
Wow.
gonna have that conversation when I get home.
The nice thing with Costco is you can buy fish in their.
I'm gonna buy fish today if we go. That's gonna happen.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not as fun as catching it, but you don't have to clean it.
It's pretty easy. Pretty easy going.
Or I think there's a pet store right by there. You could probably buy a couple of fish.
Some goldfish.
Buy some goldfish.
A couple years back, we dared one of my kids to swallow a live minnow.
Yep.
He tried, but
Oh.
as soon as he poured it in his mouth, he didn't swallow immediately, and he
Yeah,
said he
it
could
was
feel it
sealing
bumping
around,
into
yeah.
his teeth,
Oh,
So we had
so he spit it out.
we had a friend that got married here a couple weeks ago,
you
and
fishermen are crazy.
Oh, we are crazy.
Because Lainey brought she got some dog treats, and I got an Old English Bulldog. He's 75 pounds. It's
Sure.
just a meathead. She comes over like 3-4 weeks ago, or maybe even a month ago. I got Doug me some new dog treats, and they were freeze dried minnows.
oh, they love them.
Yeah,
Doug didn't eat it. He didn't like it.
he didn't want
He
it.
didn't want it.
Man, every dog I've seen loves those. I heard Palmer Minnow is making those
Yes.
now.
Yes. here out of town.
So if you want some delicious dog treats, go out to Palmer's.
Is this got to be a fisherman deal? Like, I'm not going to go to the store. I'm not going to buy my minnows for my dog. But
they don't smell bad or nothing.
No, I mean, I looked at it.
Well, they're freeze dried. I mean, I don't know if you leave them in your vehicle for a while. If they're
it probably is not ideal.
I know that was Americana Insurance there too.
Who knew?
You know, their commercial right now is with dead bait, and it's like, how many fishermen out there have actually left bait in their vehicles, not knowing?
I think if you were in your right state of mind, you'd never leave them in your vehicle. However, I would not put it past me 15, 20 years ago to just open your door and put them under your seat. Like grumpy old men.
Yes, that's a thing. I left one in a live well one day last summer, and overnight was enough. We filled the live well with soap the next day to help get the smell out, and ran around the lake with it on recirculate, because that was kind of a bummer. Made a mistake that day.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it wasn't a good, nice sized fish that. No, you're like, I couldn't eat that one now.
No, just a standard sunfish.
Oh, well.
It's a bummer, but it happens.
Yeah, that does happen. So, all right, well, Dylan, I want to thank you for swinging out today as well, keeping our listeners up to date with everything that's going on in the fishing world around here. So, yeah, maybe you're listening out in the ice house today, enjoying this little segment. If you do, go ahead and go to his Facebook page, Fishing with Dylan, and he's going to have this along with other segments that he's done here on Power 96, plus fishing tips, as well as the maps of the lake here in town, where the depths and where all the structures at. You can find all of that. So maybe if you are one of those fishermen that like to move around a lot out on the ice, go ahead and check that out. So thank you again, Dylan.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
You continue your train of thought.
Oh, yeah. Excited to be back again next Saturday and get back in the groove here. My vacation went a little long, but I'll sneak out of North Star's open house to come yak with you two any day.
Sounds good. All right, well, this was a Fishing with Dylan here on a Tiger Sports Saturday. We'll be right back after some more words from our sponsors.